Grabando en 3, 2, 1. ¡Hey! ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo están? Creo que ya estoy live y le estuve moviendo un poquito English. Alright. I want to speak in English because I want to try out the captions. I did some modifications to the setup, setup now. It's just that I just moved some things, no, like the animations, the colors, the closed captions. I did this bit that is sounding right now. I did it super fast. So yeah, it's just what it is. So welcome to the Daily Print. And in here, what I try to do is to share my daily experience, the thing that happened to me over the day, and I want to transmit it in a way that is like learning, a really condensed learning ish. So that's basically what I do. Sometimes I write, sometimes I talk, sometimes I draw, and sometimes it changes. It doesn't have a formula, right? So today, today the background is this. Today the background is that I am preparing for the Vision Quest. I don't know if you ever heard about the Vision Quest, but it is a fasting. It's a fasting experience, ritual, retreat in which you stay 4 days and 4 nights without food, without water, and yeah. Also, the context is that my partner is outside in the UK. So yesterday I was a little bit down, or again, but related with the energy because I am preparing for the Vision Quest. I start formally today. It's 3 weeks until I will go to the mountain and do this. So yeah, I think that what is happening now is that I am aware of the energy. How does the energy flows in me, within me? And I wrote something that I want to share. More than a drawing is, well, I did some drawings in here, but I'm gonna share a post in the that I put in the Substack. I don't know if you are familiar with this platform. It's basically writing platform, no, in which you put the things that you want to share, no. It's all right. The energy leaks. There are themes that follow us not because they are urgent, but because they are ours, wired out into our particular in the particular way that we'll build. No, for me, sometimes it's the tension, sometimes it's the judgment, sometimes it's the scarcity, the fear, the self-image. But right now, it is about the energy, how it lives, where it goes, and whether there's any way to choose. This essay was born on an ordinary morning. I woke up with my mind already running, already worried, already traveling toward problems that didn't exist yet. And in that space between sleep and the day, something became clear. Something I want to develop here. The idea that most human exhaustion doesn't come from what we do, but from what escapes without our choosing it. I call them leaks. So an energy leak is an unintentional loss of energy flowing somewhere without our conscious decision to send it there. It isn't effort, it is silent drainage. It isn't, it's, if everything is fractal, and I believe that it is, then there's a common root from which all leaks derive. The root is simple: the gap between what is and what could be. The moment that the mind affects that gap, energy flows towards it automatically, without asking. The problem isn't the gap itself. The gap is a source of all creativity or motivation or movement. The problem is the unchosen flow. That's important because I know that all of these things serves a function, a purpose. All of the energy is trying to teach us something, but the thing is that sometimes we are not aware of what is happening, and this is like being draining energy constantly. So with the work, with the help of the AI, we developed four territories. The spirit territory, the spirit territory is perhaps the hardest to name because it's a mental or physically or emotional. It's a capacity for pure presence. That's it. The witness that observes without becoming what it observes. The leak happens in two ways. When the witness gets lost in the content, instead of knowing oneself feeling the pain, one becomes the pain, or when the witness disappears entirely and life runs in autopilot and you're not aware of what just happened. It's the exhaustion of someone who lives a full day without having truly been in any moment of it. Then is the emotional territory. The emotional is sometimes mistaken with physical and sometimes mistaken with the mental. But the thing is that it is the interface between body and mind, the channel through which they communicate. Emotion is energy in transit, a bi-directional messenger, and each one carries its own speed and texture. The leak happens when the channel gets stuck. Yeah, since it's a channel, the channel can get stuck. That means that there's something that is not flowing. We're not expressing our feelings, our anger, our sadness, our happiness, whatever. Or sometimes the system floats in an emotional state that is no longer about the present moment. So we get trapped in a loop of emotion. The energy lost here is regulatory, the nervous system working overtime just to hold itself together. Then we have the physical territory, it's the most concrete, and even though that is the thing that we can see, we can touch, we can feel, clearly is constantly ignored. So the body spends metabolic energy continuously below the threshold of awareness, a process we never choose to sustain. So we can have muscular tension, shoulder, jaw, abdomen, just like holding, yeah, tense. Posture, misaligned posture multiplies gravitational work hour from hour. Digestion, it is something that also feels feels like a paradox because we use the digestion to actually gain energy from it. So sometimes the digestion is not super efficient and it costs more than it delivers. Chronic inflammation as well. Sometimes our system, our immunological system is defending against something that maybe is no longer there or we are not attending it. This is in terms of the physical. We don't feel it as a choice, we feel it simply as a tiredness without apparent cause. And the sleep. The sleep is also super important. Sometimes we don't sleep good, and then over over the day we are like trying to catch up with these processes that didn't end up in the night, no? And then this is the thing that I was more focused more focused on when I started writing the mental territory. And here is where the leak is the fastest and hardest to detect, or maybe not as easy to detect. So we have four, four things that can deviate our mind from the present. We have the past, when we are remembering, even if it's for regret or for something that is nice, that it was nice, we are not in the now. That's a key. Like if we are out of the now, then we are leaking energy if it is unintentional. So we have also the future, that is when we are anticipating something, like expecting them to be in a certain way or fearing it to be in a certain way as well. But also sometimes, and this was the root for me, the optimization happens in the now. We see reality in the way that we want it to be, but not in the way that it is. So we're missing the now. And the other one that is, I'm pretty sure that most of us are pretty familiar with this, is the identification. Like we get self-identified with something that is happening and we build narratives in this inner narrative, judgment, comparison. turning every moment into a mirror to measure oneself against. In all of the four cases, the energy lost is attentional, and in all of four cases, the mechanism is identical. The main detect a gap and flow toward it without anyone choosing it. What interests me isn't the closing all the gaps. That would be impossible and undesirable besides. What interests me is the difference between flowing toward a gaps because I choose to and flowing toward it because it simply happened. That difference, as small as it appears, changes everything. The question isn't how to spend less energy. It's how to spend what we have and what we actually want. So that's it, guys. I hope that this information was helpful for you. Huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, I hope that it was helpful for you because certainly for me it was. Control F. Nice. I I really like the way in which this topic developed. So shout out for that. Nice. And I hope that I see you in the next live emission. It was certainly helpful for me. So ciao ciao.